What is going on, guys? Cody here. This video right here is going to be predicting every NFL team's win total this year. Some are going to be kind of like hard to predict, I think, and then there's going to be like some easy ones where it's like, yeah, they're going to win 13 games. But if you're not subscribed to me, please subscribe. I'd greatly appreciate it. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We're less than 70 subs from there at the beginning of this recording. And like the video. If we get 5 likes, I'll do another NFL-themed video next week. Let's get into it. We're going to start off with the Arizona Cardinals. I'm looking at their schedule right now. Obviously, you got to face the Seahawks, 49ers, Rams twice. But then they got to face the NFC North. They got to face teams like the Packers and the Lions. They do get an easy conference opponent schedule with the Commanders and Panthers. And then the AFC West where they could beat the Patriots, and then everything else is a toss-up, and then the Chargers. Even though I think the Cardinals are improving a lot, I still only think they're probably going to be about a 5 to 7 win team. I think they'll probably go 6-11. By the way, I'm doing this video before the NFL schedule release, so I don't know what order these games are going to go. I'm just looking off their Wikipedia page and seeing who they're going to face, but I don't know what week it is because I'm recording this on Friday night. So up next, you got the Atlanta Falcons. See how Kirk Cousins does. Obviously you got the NFC South, and they could honestly go 6-0 against their division. They can beat Tampa twice. They can beat New Orleans twice. They always have a tough time playing each other. They usually split the series, but you got the NFC East. You got to face the Seahawks and the Vikings, and then you face the AFC West. I think the Falcons are probably 8 or 9 wins, honestly. Sorry, Willie, I know you're going to be mad at me, but I don't see them being 10 to 12. I don't see them being 13 to 16. By the way, there was a tier on here that had 17 wins. Yeah, no one's going undefeated this year. So just letting you guys know. All right, up next, Baltimore Ravens. They got to face the AFC West. Their interconference opponents are going to be the Bills and Texans. Then they got to face the NFC East, which I did not know that was happening, actually. And then Tampa Bay. The Ravens we know they're going to win probably 10 to 12 games, but they do got a really tough schedule, but they're also one of the best coached teams in football, so it's kind of hard to look at it and be oh, they're going to suck, even though you look at their schedule on paper, you don't have it in order, but with how tough that division is, with the teams they got to face, it is going to be hard, but I know they're going to win at least 10 games. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, like I said, I think they'll split with Atlanta and New Orleans. They got to face the NFC East. They got to face the 49ers and the Lions, and then the AFC West. As much as I'm a big Baker Mayfield believer, and I think they could make the playoffs again, because it really just depends how they do against their division opponents, but the rest of their schedule is extremely hard. That's what happens when you win the division. So I'm looking at it, and I'll probably be wrong about this, but I feel most comfortable putting them in 5 to 7 wins, but they can definitely prove me wrong on that. So taking a peek at the Buffalo Bills schedule, they got to face the AFC South and then the NFC West. Those are the 2 divisions they got to face. So, man, we're going to get a Buffalo and San Francisco game. We're going to get spoiled this year. That's going to be really good. And, obviously they got to face the Chiefs and the Ravens, the other division winners. And we're also getting a Lions-Bills game. Man, Bills, even though they don't have Stephon Diggs anymore, Josh Allen is still one of the most, fun-to-watch football players to me. Even though I don't like anything they did in the offseason, I still think they're going to win their division. I'll still put them at 10 to 12 wins. Panthers, I don't even have to look at their schedule. I know they're going to be 0 to 2 wins. The Bears. So the Bears, Caleb Williams, his rookie year, he gets to face the Panthers and Commanders, so those are 2 easy wins that we'll probably be looking at. Caleb Williams will probably have great games against those 2 teams, and he'll probably, start building up some hype, but it's going to be dude, he played against the Panthers and Commanders. Then he's got to face the NFC West. I don't think the Bears can beat any of the teams in the NFC West. You got the North, the Packers and Lions are going to be really tough. They'll probably beat the Vikings. They'll probably split with the Vikings. And then they got to face the AFC South. They could probably beat the Titans. They could probably beat the Jaguars. The Colts, that's an interesting game. And then they can definitely beat the Patriots. I'll put them at 5 to 7 wins. Probably 6-11 if I had to bet. Bengals. See, the Cincinnati Bengals. Shout out Sean Ross Sapp. AFC West, NFC East. Those are two divisions that they're facing. They always beat the Chiefs. Like, they could easily sweep both of those. Like, I could see them losing to the Eagles. So let's see, that's 7 wins right there. They got to face the Panthers. So that's 8. Then they got to face the Patriots and the Titans. Yeah, the Bengals, they're, like I said, depends on the health of Joe Burrow. But yeah, I'm looking at them. You know what? I'll put them in 13 to 16 wins. I think their schedule is easy enough that they can do it. Because, like I said, they own the Chiefs. They could beat everybody in the AFC West. They could beat everybody in the NFCs except for the Eagles. And then, yeah, their schedule is a cakewalk. So, yeah, put them in 13 wins. The Brownies. Let's see. Cleveland. I don't want them to do good, but I think they can lose to the Browns. I think they can lose to the Chiefs. The Raiders, that can be a tough matchup for them, I think, depending on if the Raiders can get a running game going. I think they'd lose to the Cowboys. They would lose to the Eagles. I'll put them 8 to 9 wins just because how that division was last year. Yeah, actually, I'll put them 10 to 11. Cowboys. Oh, God. Like I said, I think the Cowboys probably win 10 to 12 games because that's what they've done the last couple of years. They've went, 12-5, 3 straight years. But then again, this is the toughest schedule they've had in a long time. Like the NFC South, they can sweep that. That's the division they got to face. But then they got to face the AFC North, and I think they can lose to every single team except the Steelers and the Browns probably. I mean, the Browns game is going to be tough because the Browns have a really good defense, but I feel like Dallas would pull that game out, and I definitely think they beat the Steelers. So they'll split with the AFC South. But then you got to face the Texans. The Texans will kick their ass. They got to face the Lions. Lions will kick their ass. 49ers will kick their ass for the 3rd or 4th straight year in a row. So all in all, like their division, they'll sweep the Giants, they'll sweep the Commanders, and then they'll probably split with the Eagles like they always do. So yeah, 10 to 12 wins. I mean, that's just kind of the thing we expect with the Cowboys now. Broncos, I don't even have to look at their schedule. 3 to 5 wins is pretty fair for them. Just with how their roster is constructed, and we know they're going into a rebuild mode. I said the Lions were the most fun team to watch last year, and they got better. So what did they go last year? They went 12-5, I think. Yeah, 12-5. They'll be probably 13-4 if I had to bet. They'll split with the Packers, but yeah, the Lions, they're going to be one of the most fun teams in football. And then the Packers right below them at 10 wins because I think the Lions will pull out the division. I mean, the Packers could win it. I could be wrong. But yeah, I think they'll be right behind the Lions, 10 to 12 wins. Texans, yeah, 13 wins at the minimum. I really liked what they did this offseason. I mean, the Texans are going to be fun as shit, I mean, unless CJ Stroud has a really bad sophomore slump, but I mean, they can beat pretty much anybody that they're facing this year. They definitely going to go 17-0 or whatever, but if they won 14 games, lost 3, it would not surprise me with the Texans. They had DeMeco Ryans as a really damn good coach. Colts, and looking at the Colts schedule, they get to face the Steelers and Broncos, AFC East, NFC North. So I'm looking, there's 3 wins, there's 4. Yeah, they can beat the Jaguars, even though they'll probably lose to them somehow. Titans, they usually split that series, I think. 8 to 9 wins is pretty fair for the Colts. They could be better, but the Jaguars, I have no faith in the Jaguars. I don't think they got better this offseason. I just don't think they're a good football team. The Khan family doesn't know what they're doing with with the Jaguars, just like they don't know what they're doing with AEW. Yeah, the Jaguars 5 to 7 wins, and they're just going to be another average ass team, or not even average, below average. And I just don't think they're that good. I think Trevor Lawrence is really the most overhyped prospect ever. Chiefs 13 wins. Don't even have to look at their schedule as long as they got Patrick Mahomes. The Rams, I'll put 8 to 9 wins. I'm probably wrong. On the Rams. I mean, like I said, they face the AFC East, they face the Raiders, the North, but then they got to face the Eagles, Saints, and they got to face the 49ers twice. I'll move them up to 10 wins. But then again, is Matthew Stafford going to have that good of a year again as he did last year? And Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp's getting all. 8 to 9 wins is a safe answer for now, but they could easily be 10 to 12. Chargers, I think they're going to be 3 to 5. Like I said, who the hell is Justin Herbert going to throw the damn ball to? I mean, I like that. They improved their offensive line with Joe Alt. Joe Alt's going to be an all-pro. I'm calling it now. He is going to be an all-pro. But who is Justin Herbert going to throw to? They say they want to ground and pound with basically the Baltimore Ravens backfield with Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins. But like I said in my grades video, what the hell are you going to do when you're down 14 points, Plus, they got to face the AFC North and their division, which the Raiders can easily sweep them, and, they're going to get swept by the Chiefs. Yeah, I think like 3 to 5 wins is pretty fair to them. The Raiders, 8 to 9. I don't think they're ready to take that next step yet, but they're not bad. They're not good. They're just average. They still got a lot of tweaking they need to do, but they are really, really interesting. I think Gardner Minshew is going to be better than people give him credit for. Brock Bowers, I think, will have a good rookie season. The Chiefs are going to run away with that division, and I think the Raiders will finish second place. And I could definitely see them going 9-8 and maybe squeezing into the 7th seed. The Dolphins, this is a team I don't know how I feel about them. I mean, they'll start off hot. They get to pay the Patriots. They'll probably split with the Jets and Bills, so that's 4 wins right there. They can beat the Jaguars. They can beat the Titans. They can beat the Colts, 7. They can beat the Raiders. They can beat the Cardinals. So, 8 to 9 wins? I think that's fair. They'll probably have another late season collapse. You could argue them being 10 to 11, like 10, 11, 12. They could have that many wins too. I don't know. I mean, picking the schedule in May is way different than like picking in like September before the season starts, because no one's injured right now, like this is just all like reckless speculation right now. The Vikings, I was very complimentary of the Vikings in my grades video last week. And like I said, if they can get J.J. McCarthy rolling, I said with Sam Darnold, they were a 3-win team. And with J.J. McCarthy, I think they're a 7-win team. Now, my buddy Trevor said he thinks they're maybe an 8 or 9-win team. I'm going to stick to my guns and say that they're 5 to 7, but they can be way better than what I'm giving them credit for. Because, I mean, they did add Aaron Jones to that backfield, and he is way better than Madison. This depends on how Kevin O'Connell coaches J.J. McCarthy. Patriots, do you even have to ask? Yeah, 0-2 wins. The Saints, I think this is where it all falls out from under him. Dennis Allen probably gets fired after this year. Spencer Rattler probably takes Derek Carr's job. Yeah, I think this is where it all falls out for the Saints. Probably a 5-12 record. Same for the Giants. And then you got the Jets. Like I said, I think Aaron Rodgers can't stay healthy. Looking at their schedule, you got to face the 49ers. You got to face the Bills twice. I think the Bills can beat them. I mean, the Bills did struggle against them week 1. Yeah, you got to face the Texans. I'll move the Jets. I'll put them at 8 to 9 wins. They'll probably finish like right below the Dolphins. And then you got the Eagles, 13 wins. I think they ain't going to have the collapse like they did last season, The Steelers, I feel like I have to put up an 8 to 9 wins just because that seems to be what they always do. Mike Tomlin never has a losing record. So, yeah, 8 to 9 wins. They'll probably go 9-8 just because that's what Mike Tomlin does. Okay, yeah, now this makes me feel better about putting the Rams in 8 to 9 wins because I think the Seahawks are better than the Rams. I really think them having a fresh voice in the locker room might actually make them a lot better. I mean, they got a really tough schedule having to face the Packers and the Lions, and then, got to play the 49ers twice. They'll probably lose like 6 games. So, 11-6? I think that's pretty fair to them. Maybe 10-7. 49ers are an easy 13-win team. I mean, we know at the end of the year it's not going to be like this. Just looking like on paper and at their schedule right now, these are teams I think are going to be like the top 5 teams in the league. The Titans, and I don't know about the Titans, honestly. Like, I really like their offense. I really like Tony Pollard and Spears. They got a lot of good wide receivers. They got a lot of old wide receivers too. That's the thing. Just really depends. Another quarterback, you're wondering if he has a sophomore slump, Will Levis. Plus, you got a brand new head coach. They got to face the NFC North. So that means they got to face the Packers and Lions. They got to face the Bills. You know what? Just because I don't think it's going to be a smooth transition for a new head coach. I'll put them at 5 to 7 wins, and then, Washington 0 to 2 wins. I think they're going to suck. But, guys, that's the video. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching, and check out the Trainwreck Podcast. Thank you guys, like I said, for watching. Appreciate you. Have a great night. God, I miss football.